Liberty Fighters Network.
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 Liberty Fighters Network. Liberty Fighters Network.
Good day, liberators and fellow South Africans. It's the festive season. I wanted to spend special time with my family. I did the past weekend with Christmas, and also coming this coming weekend with New Year. And I just wanted to take a rest. I wanted to rejuvenate so that I can go on in the year 2024 with all I've got to fight against the enemy. But unfortunately, the enemy did not sleep, and Verster, or Anne, whatever you want to call her, and Johann Roodt decided to go an extra mile. While I was away and busy spending time with my family, they actually created a web page on their website dedicated to defame the good name of Liberty Fighters Network and myself. I'm going to go to that website now, web page now, but remember, people, our policy is, and one of our main principles is that whenever you hear something bad about Liberty Fighters Network or myself, you are invited to challenge me to a live stream of your choice. Even challenge me to a polygraph test. Because it is important for you as the public to know who you can trust at these difficult times and who should be discarded. The interesting thing is that Johann Roodt and I have been invited to a live feed on the YouTube channel of Loving Life. I've attended, but Johann Roodt did not pitch up. In fact, just shortly before the live stream would have gone live at 8 o'clock that Wednesday evening, he wrote an email to the host, Scott Bolson, to tell him that he has not received any invitation and that he's not happy with what is going on. The irony is that how would he have known about the live stream if he was not invited? Scott immediately, and before and during the live stream, asked Johann, you are listening, come online, you've got my Skype, you've been on my show before with that nice wig. People still remember he was that guy with the funny wig. But in any event, he was invited, but he declined. So my version was in response to all the allegations that he made, and I've answered and clarified each one of them. I've kept my side clean, but Johann Roodt kept on going. Unfortunately, I have mentioned his sidekick's name, by the name of Anne Verster and Parker and Germishuizen, whatever. So unfortunately, Scott did not know that I would have implicated Anne Verster during my live stream about Johann Roodt. But I did because she was directly connected with him. Anne Verster was in fact the one who introduced Johann Roodt to my group in Pretoria, or to one of my synergy groups. She came in as a so-called expert on natural law, and then she said that, she's working with Johann Roodt, we need to meet him. So we were very excited. I've heard a lot about Johann Roodt. I've communicated once or twice with him before, and I've followed his criminal pursuing, his corruption buster work. And I thought, that's nice. It's actually complementing the civil justice side, what Liberty Fighters Network are doing with the criminal side. But the more this man became known, and with his spanning of groups, I realized that something is wrong with this guy. I've exposed him as being a bank agent, literally working for the banks together with his other sidekick by the name of Izak Duvenhage. Izak Duvenhage had been a forensic investigator for Standard Bank specifically, and subsequently he had been privately contracted by banks above others to investigate any problem that banks are facing with, and Johann Roodt was working with him. Interestingly, I've got testimony of witnesses who said that Izak Duvenhage and Johann Roodt had been living in luxury in Durban at the same time, when people were made to believe that they were struggling and he was hiding from all these enemies pursuing him and why he had to wear his bulletproof jacket, etc., etc. Now, I've said that. Please challenge me. I'm willing to undergo a polygraph test. I've told that to Johann Roodt. I'm still prepared doing that. And he is still continuing slandering the good name of Liberty Fighters Network, myself, Dr. Leonis van Rooyen, Advocate Ashley Jennings, and even now Scott Bolson and Marlena de Villiers of Loving Life. People, this guy is bonkers, really. He's desperate to destroy our good work. And I want you to make the decision today after this video, whether you are going to support Liberty Fighters Network or whether you are going to side yourself with Johann Roodt and Anne Verster or whatever her name is. I'm going to expose Anne Verster specifically as being a fraud. And I'm going to show you why. Let's go to the website of UR Law. Let's start off with that. So here we go to this website of UR Law, and let me just bring that into perspective. Okay, there is UR Law, but as you would see that, Reyno de Beer, Liberty Fic, whatever. We are so important that we are displayed on their main page. So why is it so important that you need to know about Reyno de Beer and Liberty Fighters? Okay, so this is what Anne Verster did. So shortly after the Loving Life, or during the Loving Life interview, I've mentioned Anne Verster's name because she is, as I've said, a sidekick of Johann Roodt. So her name popped up, and then she subsequently decided to write a letter to Loving Life to tell them that she was not given an opportunity to come on the show, and I mentioned her name, and she's got the right to be heard. Scott Bolson subsequently invited her to have her side of the story, and she declined. So here is what now on her website, the interview between Loving Life TV and Reyno de Beer. So now, affidavit of truth and mandatory notice to cease and desist emailed to all parties involved on the 23rd of December 2023. Now, she has sent this, Anne Verster, that's a UR Law email address, to all these, even look at here, Lebeya, that is the head of the Hawks, DPCI head. So this is a certified email. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. And then she goes on in a typical natural law fashion, and she non-assumpsit. Note, we reserve the right to publish this first warning and lawful notice and mandatory constructive notice to cease and desist in the public and on all social media pages and groups. So then she goes on in this so-called notice to, okay, Liberty Fighters, Reyno David de Beer and Herman Dormel. Just focus on it's used in capitalized letters. So if you use those of you who are conversant with common law principles and natural law would know that your name is written in capitalized letters because you are basically a fictitious persona in the eyes of the law or of the system in place. So you are not a human. You are not a human being. You are referred to in your capacity as a fictitious persona created by the system. There's my email addresses, and then Loving Life TV to Scott Bolson and Marlena de Villiers, blah, 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 blah. And here is the notice, that notice to agent, it's notice to principal is notice to agent. And then it says that we reserve the right to publish this, again, refer to all these, also to Leonis van Rooyen, but 100 forensic prosecutions, that's Johann Roodt. So his name is written in capitalized letters. Leonis van Rooyen, so acting as Dr. Leonis van Rooyen. So she refers to his natural format, acting in his capacity as the fictitious persona of Leonis van Rooyen, and also Annetjie van der Merwe, capitalized business partner of Dr. Leonis van Rooyen. I will go into that later now, but this website goes on. The truth must be told. The truth. What's up from Reyno David de Beer to Johann Roodt? This is a private, privileged email of WhatsApp dat vee hierdie boodskap asseblief uit sodra jy gelees het. Beide ek en jy was mislei en verraai deur mense wat baie naby aan ons is. at that point in time, I didn't want to tell him that those people were actually a man by the name of Rudolf Buurman, and also there's actually several secret agents that he has been working with who has actually been pursuing him, and he believed that those secret agents have been working with him. But in any event, and I've also referred here to Anne Parker, Anne Verster, Anne Germishuizen, whatever the case may be. And I've actually referred him to Psalm 55, specifically verses 13 to 15. You are welcome to go and read it, what it says. And then he responded, jy is in 'n demoniese breinfok wolk, Reyno. God het niks te doen met jou, Dormel en Jennings se kriminele dade, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but that is his response to that, and totally bonkers, but in any event. Now, emails between Loving Live TV, you are Law, Reyno de Beer, and then what she conveniently do here is that she does not provide the response that I have sent to the so-called notice to agent, notice to principal, whatever you want to, this cease and desist. So she did not provide that, because for a good reason, people. But in any, I will show you that response and why she did not want to add this to this page of hers. And after that, she just responded to that email of sender. Return to sender, I do not recognize you. I do not understand your intent. I do not consent, rejected, refused for cause, without dishonor, consent not given, permission denied, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then she also, coincidentally, during June 2021, I have been told by a man by the name of Adam Weilbach. And then suddenly, out of the blue, she comes up with this crap, coincidentally by Adam Weilbach, who I have found to be, I will show you who Adam Weilbach is, who apparently says, I'm looking forward to tonight's debate. There was no debate. It's a total lie. It's a total lie, because this person does not exist, people. I will show you that now. But in any case, he's unfortunately Lafard Reyno, not even mentioning my correct name, as if this guy was under the influence of alcohol as well. But in any case, then he's ducks in a row, blah, blah, whatever. You can go and read that. And then, coincidentally, she refers to the videos I've made about my relationship with the infamous Louis Liebenberg, and where I fit into the whole picture with the old Well For You, and how I've exposed that to, and I was also the driving force of his liquidation, or the liquidation of Well For You. And yeah, so I actually said that why Terry Mac should not be liquidated. I've given you can go and search that. And then it seems that Reyno de Beer has a history of running to Scott and Marlena when he is caught out. Where is that? But in any case, oh yes, he actually refers to two instances where the attorney, I believe that his name was Ishmael, whoever, he was concerned about the interpretation of our court orders, and then I had a live interview with him and Scott Bolson one evening to explain, and afterwards people had a bigger support of Liberty Fighters Network than before. The same also happened with I had a live stream debate with Rob Hutchinson of DSA, and it turned out afterwards that I was 100% correct. Rob actually came back to me and said that I was totally correct about the fact that the likes of AfriForum was hijacked DSA. So Rob actually confirmed that, and we became very good acquaintances afterwards, resulting from that. So yes, and then on case files, it's actually case lines, but this is she proclaims to be a expert in law. On case files, we could only find 4 cases from 2019 to date. Okay, whatever the case may be, the beer. Oh, there was. Oh, yeah, that's a very interesting one, which would emphasize my abilities to expose corruption. Then, there's a couple of reported cases she did not mention here, and you are welcome to go and Google it under Liberty Fighters Network's name, and you will find others as well, and references to myself in court cases. But remember, people, that cases only comes to case lines the moment when those cases have been chosen by the board of SAFLI to appear there or to be reported. Most cases in the High Court, 99% of cases do not reach SAFLI. They are trying to put more and more cases on SAFLI, but it's not possible because there are simply too many problems with wrong judgments being given. So they have to choose which cases are suitable to be published. And it's not that when you finalize a case, it's published. That is totally, and Verster is trying to deceive you and Johann Roodt, because that is not the case. And then we go, okay, there's what they are doing. And let's go and see what they are doing. Oh, let me go to the Adam Weilbach. Okay, who is he? There he is. This is Adam Weilbach. He's got 15 friends. That is photos that Veritas, Aquatas. And then this is his likes. 80s and 90s fan, Public Health Association of South Africa, Western Cape Department of Health. This guy, in fact, phoned me at one point in time, but that cell phone number does not exist anymore. This is a total fake account. This person is non-existent, or this account has been used by, as I also expect, by agents. And it's so coincidental that Adam Weilbach, when I was trolled in 2021 by this guy extensively, and I had to block him eventually. Now suddenly, with Johann Roodt and Verster, he suddenly makes his appearance again. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, Adam Weilbach started to troll me again. People, Adam Weilbach 2 or 3 weeks ago started to troll me again after about 2 years of not having any contact with him or not being trolled by him. That time, Adam Weilbach account was utilized to troll me on Facebook in order to fight against our COVID-19 challenge of the regulations. And Adam Weilbach was the one who made extensive good posts about COVID-19 and how people have actually died of it and the vaccines and I don't know what crap ever. That was Adam Weilbach. Go and Google him. Go and try and find posts that he has made. And coincidentally, when this crap of Johann Roodt and Verster started, he appeared again. Period. You'll be the judge. Let me just go into this answer I gave to Verster, which she conveniently does not show the people. Okay, this is the email that I've actually sent to her. This is the email that she sent to me, okay? And there is the cease and desist notice, and note how the police stamp had been put on there. For some reason, they don't utilize the system of the Republic, but they utilize a stamp of for some reason at the police, for the police on each and every page, and they only initial it as this one is column and initials and Verster and affidavit of truth by colon and colon Verster colon. That's a very it's called quantum linguistics, but in any event. Now, this is a very extensive common law, natural law based cease and desist notice given to all of us implicated. And here is the email that I've written to her, which she conveniently does not put onto her website. Now, without prejudice to rights, and I've included everyone that she included. Good day. I trust this correspondence finds you well. I, Reyno David de Beer, written in the format of the system as the juristic persona, acknowledge receipt of your communication and accompanying attachment dated the 23rd instant. It appears that you have voluntarily submitted yourself to the jurisdiction of the Republic of South Africa through this electronic communication. And then to facilitate a comprehensive response to your inquiries and extend this question uniformly to all other respondents mentioned in your communication, I kindly seek further particulars on the following matters to encourage settlement. And here I totally debunk the whole principle of natural law as prophetized by Anne Verster and her You Are Law cult that she has established. I've always been in support of the common law principles, but I've always told people, you cannot enforce it in South Africa at all. And anyone who's making you to believe that you can, they are deceiving you. They are the ones who's actually working for the banks because they want you to believe that you are safe the moment when you utilize this natural law principles or processes that Anne Verster prescribes under UR law, and she is charging up to, I've seen an invoice of 35,000 rand that she has charged this poor person. But in any case, she is making people to believe that once you send this common law, natural law, emancipation documents to the court and to the attorneys, that you can sit back and do absolutely nothing about it, and then they must stop. They will stop. They have to stop with whatever they are doing with it. And then at the end of the day, like the Pretorius family, who's quite well known now by now, I'm not mentioning their names, but they've utilized those documents of Anne Verster. They've done exactly what she told them to do, to complete it and then send it to the attorneys and send it to court. And then after you've submitted it to the attorneys, you just stop utilizing the court system because everything is supposed to stop. And then what happened in their case, the attorneys just continued. And they sold the property, their main residential home, on an auction to another purchaser. And now we, as Liberty Fighters Network, must rectify that crap for them, that Anne Verster and UR Law have caused. Since the story or these accusations against Liberty Fighters Network by Johann Roodt surfaced, many people came forward to say that they are 100% backing me because they know as well that Johann Roodt and Izak Duvenhage are agents of the banks. They are working for the banks. They are intentionally destroying good cases against the banks, which these people are challenging with our assistance, like what happened with Johann Roodt when he stuck his nose in the case of Germishuizen. And he totally destroyed it because it was a Standard Bank case. Izak Duvenhage had been paid as a forensic investigator by Standard Bank people. He's on their pay list, and so are Johann Roodt if he is directly or indirectly associated with Izak Duvenhage. Just like I said before, that shortly, a couple of months back, early or in March or so, people saw or went to the home, to the luxury home of Johann Roodt and Izak Duvenhage. They were living in luxury lifestyle in Durban. At the time, when people thought that they were basically hobos, they had nothing to eat. And shortly thereafter, Johann Roodt was introduced to my group of Synergy Network in Pretoria by Anne Verster herself. Let me go further to those questions that I've asked her to give clarity on. So then I said, 1. Given my non-subscription to quantum linguistics, your use of the systematic electronic communication signature Anne Verster instead of Anne of the family Verster, living, breathing women, raises concern. Could you confirm your intention to utilize the courts of the Republic of South Africa for dispute resolution with the referenced respondents? That's the first nail in the coffin for natural law as advocated by Anne Verster and UR Law. Number 2, the reference to cited respondents by their system-given deceased trust names rather than their living human format prompts inquiry for clarity. Is this choice intended or is there another rationale behind this representation? I wanted answers to all these questions. And then, would you prefer responses from cited respondents in their natural living human format or in the systematic deceased trust given format by proxy? And then 4, is it permissible for any respondent to assign their liabilities, if any, to another deceased trust, thereby creating a new set of responsible respondents you must pursue? And then in determining jurisdiction, your inhabitancy in the Republic of South Africa is noted. Could you clarify whether this refers to your status as a component of the state's structure or the land area it claims dominion over? And then, to further establish jurisdiction and location where this dispute will be resolved, are you making use of the tarred, other roads and infrastructure built on the assumed authority of the state, or are you traveling by sea, air, or naturally human and animal-made roads to get to your various destinations? And then, in order to ensure that delivery of your communication is in writing with the natural law specifics, was your electronic communication as a creature of the established corporation structures also sent to me and all other respondents in writing by way of either a mail pigeon or ordinary postman? I have not received any natural law communication in writing from your end, and it could be related to the fact that either a falcon caught the pigeon or the postman was killed by a train after having confused the train's tracks with those of an animal on the natural road he had to take. It's obviously just a mockery of the insanity of these natural law principles she is advocating in her way. And then, to establish your ability to comply with any restitution which might result from any dispute resolution process. Do you keep your gold on yourself, or did you convert it to the ZAR currency, which is held by a state-regulated bank? And then, would you be approaching a common law tribunal to attempt to enforce any order or decree you would want to obtain against Reyno, David de Beer, Herman Mel, Marlena de Villiers, Scott Bolson, Leonis van Rooyen, or Hanneke van der Merwe, all written in capitalized letters, to exclude it from the natural law system, obviously? And then, has Johann of the family Roodt, living, breathing human, resumed the name Johann Roodt, the fictitious persona, following emancipation as per your understanding? And then, if natural law is invoked, the reference to state established legislation prompts inquiry into its relevance. And then, to which Freedom of Information Act are you referring, as there is no such act in South Africa? And then, can you please explain your use of 18 U.S.C. at 1001 and 1002, and how you claim it applies to the Republic of South Africa and all the cited respondents? Address the use of the Republic Police Services stamp on your communication and its implications, and clarify the basis for applying foreign laws, particularly those of the United States of America and the United Kingdom, to the cited respondents. And can you kindly provide the terms of agreement where I and all other respondents agree to utilize your preferred processes at the expense of the systematic one? And then outline any enforcement structures applicable in the event of obtaining a legitimate order or decree. 18. Neither any of the cited respondents nor I possess any gold for exchange purposes. Would you be amicable to accept exchange, if so legitimately required, in the form of feathers at the rate of 1 gram of gold to 1 gram of feathers instead? And then 19, confirm or refute whether Anne Verster has been declared insane by a court of the Republic of South Africa, specifically specifying relevant details if applicable, and if no pre-declaration of insanity of Anne Verster exists, I kindly seek agreement from Anne of the family Verster, living, breathing woman, to authorize World Marshal Justice Fani of the family Fonse, living, breathing man, to issue a natural law order for a commitment to those medical care facilities of the area known as Sterkfontein Psychiatric Hospital, not incorporated under the state. Upon receipt of comprehensive responses to these inquiries, shall I formally respond by way of either a systematic suitable response to your reference communication, or hire a mail pigeon or postman to hand deliver same to your place of shelter within the land territory over which the RSA claims dominion. The rights of all the respondents are reserved in toto. So, people, that was the email I've sent to Anne Verster, to UR Law, based on her cease and desist notice that she gave to us, in the form of trying to enforce her natural law principles onto me and all the other respondents. If you don't know how natural law works, it is so precise that the slightest mistake, like the 19 that I've only listed, besides several others, you can find yourself in extreme problematic situations. If you believe that Anne Verster is going to rescue you from the repossession of your home or your vehicle, or just cancelling all your debt, and then you can make a, as I always say, Mexican wave and celebrate that you are now clean and you are a man of straw and you are a freed man, think twice, because agents like Anne Verster and Johann Roodt, who's working for the banks, want you to make use of that so that they can easily get judgment against you in the system while you are fighting in the common law, natural law sphere. They are attacking you and getting judgments against you in the system. You cannot go to the police of the state, of the system, and ask them, you need to help me to enforce my judicial assembly martial order that I've obtained from someone like Fani of the family, Fonsa, living, breathing human being. You cannot go to them and ask them to assist you. You can't have your bread buttered on both sides. You must either use the natural law or the system. But you can utilize the system, or in the system, you can utilize common law and natural law if you know how to do it, like we are constantly doing it, having many successes in the bank repossession cases that we are connected with. Let me go another step and show you this, because most of you who are members of the UR law cult don't realize this. Let me show you this, that in terms of the Legal Practice Act, I go to section Legal Practice Act 28 of 2014, I go to section 33, authority to render legal service, subject to any other law. No person other than a practicing legal practitioner who has been admitted and enrolled as such in terms of this act may, in expectation of any fee, commission, gain or reward, 33(1)(a), appear in any court of law or before any board, tribunal or similar institution in which only legal practitioners are entitled to appear, or b, draw up or execute any instruments or documents relating to or required or intended for use in any action, suit or other proceedings in a court of civil or criminal jurisdiction within the Republic. And subparagraph 3, subsection 3, no person may, in expectation of any fee, commission, gain or reward, directly or indirectly, perform any act or render any service which in terms of any other law may only be done by an advocate, attorney, conveyancer, or notary, unless that person is a practicing advocate, attorney, conveyancer, or notary, as the case may be. And then section 93, offences and penalties, and there it is. Any person who contravenes the provisions of section 33 commits an offence and is liable on conviction to a fine or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 2 years, or to both such fine and imprisonment. So there you have it, people. The fact that Verster and UR Law are asking, and they are even invoicing people for their creation or the formation of the documents that you must go and submit to the attorneys in an ongoing court case to apparently stop it. And you are paying them for that. It's a criminal offence because Verster, in whatever alias she is not a legal practitioner. She's not an attorney, she's not an advocate, and I've gone through that for many years, long before the years of COVID-19. I've been challenged by attorneys and even by courts that for the service that I'm apparently rendering, if I charge, they believed and they went on a fishing expedition that I apparently got money for drafting the papers and for the representation in court, etc., etc. But every single time it came out to be false accusations, because Liberty Fighters Network commit themselves that we are not expecting any remuneration whatsoever, and that we are only receiving voluntary donations from the people that we assist and from the public. We have never went out and charged someone for that very service. We cannot do this work and cannot succeed with the work that we are doing if we want to make money out of this. We've got proof that Verster wanted to create a business out of this service that she believes the public actually need. We've got an invoice where she charged someone 35,000 Rand, and that person had to pay directly into her Parker Placements account. That is illegal. She had been doing legal practitioner work, compiling court documents without being registered as a legal practitioner, which is criminal. Johann Roodt had been accusing us for not reporting suspected crimes. And we showed him afterwards that we have been reporting the general problem with falsified court processes, which are actually, we've opened that case already. We are at the stage where it's before the African Commission on Human People's Rights have been seized, and they are busy investigating it since 2019 when it was formally seized. Let me show you a further thing about Johann Roodt's forensic, no, it's called Hornet Forensic Prosecutions. Let's go to their website. That is their website, and Hornet Forensic Prosecutions, 0659464718. That is Johann Roodt's cell phone number, and let's just go and see what they are doing. So their services. So let's see their services. Forensic investigations, crime identification investigations, crime intelligence, crimes against property, detect crime, blah 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 blah. So let me just show you what other laws or acts, legislation Johann Roodt, who is the accuser of someone who have exposed, or some organization which has exposed him and Izak Duvenhage and Verster as agents of the banks. With, let's see, what does the CIRA Act say? This is the Private Security Industry Regulation Act. So let's just see. Firstly, what is a security service? So security service is defined means one or more of the following services or activities, and then here it is: performing the functions of a private investigator. What is a private investigator? A private investigator means a person who, in a private capacity and for the benefit of another person, investigates the identity, actions, character, background, or property of another person without the consent of such a person, but does not include auditors, accountants, attorneys, advocates, or forensic scientists conducting investigations, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but it points out that Johann Roodt is a security officer. He is investigating crimes against a person or people without the suspect's knowledge, like he has been doing directly with Reyno the Beer Liberty Fighters Network, and also with Advocate Jennings and Herman Dormel, blah, 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 blah. And then very important here is obligation to register. No person except a security service contemplated in section 199 of the Constitution may in any manner render a security service for remuneration, reward, a fee or benefit, unless such a person is registered as a security service provider in terms of this Act. And offences and penalties, here it goes that in terms of any person who contravenes or fails to comply with section 21 or section 26.3 is guilty of an offence, and on the first conviction of a contravention referred to in paragraph A is liable to a fine or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years, or to both a fine and such imprisonment. If it's for a second time, it's 10 years imprisonment. And yeah, so people, Johann Roodt with his Hornet Forensic Prosecutions have been a private investigator, a forensic investigator. He had been investigating criminal cases, and he had been paid by people to also do that. That's also a crime, Johann Roodt. You have accused, and I've invited Johann Roodt and Anne Verster and whoever to open those criminal cases against myself, Liberty Fighters Network, and all the others they are accusing of whatever they want to accuse us. I've challenged him to do it. Because I've told him that if you are accusing us of that, then the fact that you are also aware of that and have not reported it and not opened the criminal case, you are just as guilty then as we are. But we have not intentionally done that. We have not been in charge of the case, because at the end of the day, Kim Merson was supposed to report it herself. And the fact that she was the one in control over her own cases, she is the one who's actually contravening or committing an offense, no one else. People, I can go on and on and on about this, but I am warning people, and please type my information in this video and go and do your own research, because Unfortunately, Johann Roodt and Verster and UR Law have extensively publicized and marketed themselves on social media. People have gone to them expecting, they were emotional, and their emotions have been abused. The emotions have been exploited at the end of the day. They were in financial predicament, but then UR Law went out and said, okay, but you know what, we can help you, but we want you to still pay and 35,000 rand or whatever the case may be to do your work for you. I know someone told me about a person in the Northwest who were told someone was busy with his case to help him really with the case. And then this person thought that, no, Verster is going to help me. Then they told this one person, no, please go away. We will work with Verster and her natural law processes. That person appeared in court and the judge told him to just shut up when he started with his natural law arguments taught by Verster. As I've indicated, the Pretorius case is there, and I'm confident that several others will come forward to say that they have been victims by this scheme of UR Law. I don't care whether Liberty Fighters Network or myself lose supporters because of this. But I cannot be a hypocrite to sit back and allow people to put their life savings. They are in need of desperate help to protect them from losing their homes and their vehicles, etc. They confide and they trust UR Law and Johann Roodt and Key. At the end of the day, these people just throw you in the hot water and in the deep side, and then afterwards they just say sorry. Or they find someone like us who have been trying to assist, who say, oh, yeah, no, it's Liberty Fighters Network, and they are the ones who screwed up everything. I don't care losing support, but I cannot be a hypocrite, and I will not be a hypocrite. And I challenge each one of you to put me on a live stream and ask me any questions that you believe I am not truthfully answering right now. You can please put me on a polygraph test as well, and let me answer those questions. Are you corrupt? Have you ever colluded with the banks to get any profit? Please ask me those questions and see how the polygraph test is just going to go like this. Be warned, people. Make up your choice. Are you going to support Liberty Fighters Network in our pursuit to challenge the real criminals at the end of the day? To continue with our cases we've got the proof of pursuing, and not the 200 criminal cases Johann Roodt has never opened and has just collected money and then told people that he's got this entourage of secret agents supporting him, of which none are there. Those he regularly tells people that he's working with, they just said that he's nutters. He has been harassing them too, and they don't want to be associated with him. Johann Roodt needs to be committed to a psychiatric institution, because you cannot stab your friends who had been fighting with you in the back and then go on and create with Verster web pages to continue to defame their good names. That's not sane. Let me go back to my family and spend the last few days of the festive season with them. And I'm leaving you to do extensive research about natural law. And you cannot use foreign law, refer to American court cases. The UCC, UCT, whatever the case may be, do not apply to South Africa. South Africa is not a corporation registered in the USA in order to make it valid. South Africa is merely like most other countries. Go and Google the People's Republic of China and Russia and whoever. Go and Google them and you will find that they are also registered with a CIK number, and it's not a company corporation registration number. It's a reference number to enable them to do business in the United States of America. That's all. It's not a registration number. It's a reference number. Go and Google it. There's no such thing that The Republic of South Africa is a corporation registered in the United States of America. That is total bull. And stop spreading that false and fake news. It's not true. I've had enough to say. You'll be the judge. Make up your mind. Please delete yourself from our groups if you don't want to follow us anymore and you believe that Johann Roodt and Verster can help you. Delete yourself. Don't communicate with us anymore. But please don't come crawling back to Liberty Fighters Network. The moment when they have screwed you over, then you want Liberty Fighters Network to assist you, to help to rectify the total absurd situation you have then put yourself in. Think logical and stop believing people when they just talk in the right direction that you want them to speak. In most cases, go and Google them, go and DuckDuckGo them, go and search them on the internet, see what is their track record and where they come from, before you decide to support someone like a Johann Roodt and a Verster. God bless, until the next time.
Liberty Fighters Network.
Liberty Fighters Network.
Liberty Fighters Network.
Liberty Fighters Network.